To those who don't have the title of leader, executive, VP, or senior vice president or CEO, that does not limit your ability to lead in the workplace. And the first part of that is just recognizing on your own the value you bring to the job. The fact that they hired you was because you brought a level of expertise and skill that they needed. And so when you understand that you are actually bringing value and that you have value as a leader, you can operate differently. And so I would say step out. They believed in your expertise. So voice when you see something that's different or off or an opportunity for change. And when they're responsive, great. When they're not responsive, and these are repeated efforts for you as a leader to try to up level, if you will, the workplace, and you're rejected, it might be time to find a new spot. You want to find a culture and environment that is going to nurture your ability and willingness to make positive change and affect the culture. And if you're at a company that's not recognizing that, then it might be time to search elsewhere because it's not one that's going to be productive. And all of these things, I will say, don't do it in a vacuum. Whether you're a solo leader, solopreneur, or you're a leadership team, you need to listen to your stakeholders. So have a conversation with those who are impacted by the decisions you make and the actions you take, the products and services you sell, and ask them, how is it affecting your life? How is it making you better? And when you take that feedback, that'll give you a sense of what values are important to your customer and how they align to what's important to you as a business owner, as a leader, as a team lead. Even if you're part of a larger organization and you're trying to have values for your smaller core team, have that conversation with your team and say, what is important to us? Is it important for us to be on time at all meetings? If so, that's a core value. We'll put that up there and come up with policies and procedures that support that value. So it's about having the conversation and then putting real actionable steps in place to make sure that those values are felt throughout the organization, not just something that you're spouting or placing on the wall. It's something that lived experience that people have when they're in your workplace. As leaders, you have to make hard decisions. And after giving people repeated opportunities to understand what the purpose, mission, and values are, getting their understanding that as they came onto the team or came into the company, that these were the values. If they're not able to sync up with that, if they're not able to align, and especially if they are throwing other employees off track, other contributors off track, then it's time to consider getting rid of them. Studies have shown that even the most successful workers, the most successful salesperson may get lots of money, but if they are toxic, what we call a toxic rock star, then that impacts the productivity of everyone else in the team. And removing that high performer actually causes the productivity and effectiveness of the team to go up even higher without that sole rock star, if you will. So sometimes it takes a hard look at your team and seeing who is aligned with your values, who are positive impacts on your culture. And if at the end of the balance sheet, you're saying it's more negative than positive, it might be the time to cut ties.